Good evening and welcome to Metrostars TV. I'm Michael Peroni, and tonight we've got a special guest, I suppose. I'll say, all the way from St. Juliet, Tennessee. Mount Juliet. I'm sorry, Mount Juliet, Tennessee, the great state of Tennessee in the States. It's Cameron Woodfin. Cameron, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Before we get into the regular questions that we get into with all the players week to week, I want to quickly touch on the weekend's game against, basically our biggest rival, I guess, at this point in the season, given where the table was. And even historically, we've had some really, really great tussles with Campbelltown over the years. What are your thoughts on the weekend's game?
I thought it was a great showing. I think that, for one, we knew going in there we were top and they were second, and this was a battle for the top of the table, and we really, really wanted it. And I know I haven't been here this long, but from everyone around the place, they made it well known that Campbelltown's our biggest rival and that we love going there and winning here as well. So to get 6 points against them this year is a huge get for us, and I think it really shows where we are in this league right now.
You're right, it is a huge get, because when you look at the table and it's 5 points at the moment, those 6 points obviously very crucial. Not only that, now that's 4 out of the last 5 games we've managed to secure victory against Campbelltown. I think 7 in the last 8 in the league. Tell us a bit more about the game, the conditions on the weekend. How did you find that?
Yeah, so it had been raining and everything, and the weather's getting a bit cooler, so we knew that it was going to be a grass pitch and maybe a bit messy in there and everything, but we knew that we were committed to just going out and playing our style of football. So our possession style, pressing high and hoping that they'll just cough the ball up. And I think we really went out and put our stamp on the game, and we were ready for it. It's what you train for games like that. You can't be prepared for games like that unless you train well, and I know that we've been putting everything we have into it. So.
Yeah, and obviously a tight game with 1-0 and some chances throughout the last 5 or 6 minutes as well. So really, really important result for the club, and well done again. Now we look forward. Wednesday night, massive game against Bacala in the semi-final of the Federation Cup. You've not been to the latter stages of the Australia Cup now, it's called, actually. How excited are you for that possibility?
Oh, I'm stoked, and I think it's good competition too. They're obviously just recently relegated into State League, and they were top of the table for bits and periods of this year in State League 1. So I know that it's going to be a tough challenge, and we just have to look forward and keep pushing. I think the big field will suit us, and so we'll just go, again, play our style of football, not really focus on them too much.
Excellent. Now we're going to get into our questions that I put forward to the players every week. The first one is, though, obviously you're not from Australia. Tell us a little bit about your football journey and your journey in general to how you've managed to end up here at TK Shutter Reserve.
Yeah, so I grew up in Mount Juliet and just played recreationally for a while until I was about, I think, 8 or 9. And then I started playing what we call like club soccer, travel ball. And I usually had to drive 45, 50 minutes to training twice a week, and then games on the weekend and things, just to be at a competitive level. From there, I went to university, East Tennessee State University, and I played there. It's pretty much, when you go to the States to play Division I, it's kind of a full-time gig. It's really enjoyable, though. It's a kind of mix of school and playing. It's fun. And then after that, I played some professionally, and then I was out of contract, and Kuzzy called me to get me here, and I think within a month of talking to you guys, I was in Australia. So yeah, and then I haven't looked back. It's been fun. It's been a great time so far.
And how have you found, the difference in the countries? I guess there's some pretty obvious stuff, but how have you settled in? How have you found the lifestyle, the food, and the club itself?
Yeah, so lifestyle is good. I think that there's definitely that more of like a balance between playing full-time and kind of what it is here. The soccer is really good too here for being part-time as well. Like, some of these teams could definitely compete with full-time teams, and so that really speaks to the level of players here. The food, the Asian food is better here. I think it's a proximity thing, but it is so good. And I love it, and I'm loving that. And then the club's been super welcoming. The president, Rob Rendy, he's been great.
Right.
He's all right. He's really helped me out with kind of getting a foothold here. Same with Kuzzy, and then all the coaching staff and everything have been great. All the players, they've been super welcoming, so it's awesome.
Awesome. We're really glad to have you here as well, by the way. How would your coaches and your teammates best describe you?
Annoying, maybe. No. I think that they know that I like to play around, mess around, make jokes and everything. But then whenever it comes to winning, I'm super, super competitive. So I think that it's weird for them when I get really, really competitive. They're like, "Hey, calm down, man. Like, you don't need to do that. It's training." And I just hate losing. So from humor to competitive, I would say.
Well, it's a good way to look at things. Certainly, you want to be as competitive as you can be at training. That flows into the game on the weekend. Your most enjoyable football memory to date?
I've been lucky enough to play against Real Betis, so that was pretty cool. Sharing a field with some superstars is pretty wild. Yeah, they're at a different level. I can tell you that much. So.
Well, you'd hope so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Funniest player in the change room?
Ryan Veach. He's hilarious. I think everything he says that comes out of his mouth, I just start laughing, even if it's not a joke.
He's definitely the leader in regards to that question so far. Everybody's been saying a bit of that. Any hobbies or interests away from football? What do you do in your downtime here when you got nothing to do?
Yeah, I love cooking, baking, playing video games, and coffee. I love coffee, so it's a good coffee scene.
Well, coffee's meant to be good here, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Do you work outside of football, or are you full-time here?
Yeah, I do some work outside of football. I do support coordination, so I work with people with disabilities and stuff, and so that's pretty rewarding.
That is awesome here. So part of the NDIS, I'm assuming? Yeah, it's fantastic. It's a fantastic system we have in the country here as well. Best player you've played with?
Alan Webb, easy. Alan Webb, wherever you are, man. Hopefully you're watching this. Plays South Melbourne and Victoria. He's amazing. He's great.
He was at Raiders for a couple of seasons, correct?
I played with him in the States. That's how I ended up here, so tiny little shout out there.
So he could end up here maybe one day. Who knows?
He's married now.
Oh, that'll put an end to that then. Best player of all time, in your opinion?
Messi. Sorry, Lionel Messi. Sorry, I had to wait for the mic to get over here.
Sorry, I'm a bit sharp with that. Expectations for the season. Obviously, we've set ourselves up really, really well heading into the second half of the season. I sort of know what you're going to say, but I want to hear it.
Yeah, we want to win the treble. We want to win all three. And then Rendy said that he'll put some money down on the counter after we win, and we'll be drunk for a week. So I'll hold him to that.
I think there'll be a few people putting money down. I'll put my hand up as well. Mate, it's such a pleasure having you at the club. I met you last year and we had a couple of beers together and got to know each other, and we really hope you're here for a long time. So all the best with the rest of the season, and he's hoping for the treble. Cheers, mate.
Nah, thanks, man.